Alright, everybody, welcome to the second episode of Tokusatsu Beyond. I have the same people I had last time. Why don't you guys introduce yourselves?
Hey guys, it's Gabriel, also known as Nerd Keen.
It's your boy, Joseph Beck. And I run Tokusatsu BTS, in case you forgot. And hello again.
Alright, so what have you guys been doing in these dark days we like to call quarantina?
Lots and lots of homework, eating, and working out.
Schoolwork. I've been doing schoolwork. We went on so-called spring break for 2 weeks, so I needed that to refresh my brain. There was a lot of schoolwork to do. And,
So wait, you went on spring break during quarantine?
Apparently that's how it works.
Sure, yeah.
That's confusing.
They
Alright.
pretty much were in quarantine, just didn't do schoolwork for 2 weeks.
True.
Yeah. Well, so what movies you guys been watching besides the one we're going to talk about tonight?
I've been doing the watch-alongs. I've watched Sonic, of course, again.
Nice.
And a bunch of new movies. So,
What's your favorite so far?
that I rewatched or new movies?
It don't matter.
Well, I'm gonna say new movies. It's not anything Tokusatsu, but it's called Perks of Being a Wallflower. It's on Netflix.
You haven't
It's
seen
really
that?
good. I watched it, and oh my
Oh
god.
yeah, dude, it's great.
Dude, I'm just saying.
That's like in my top 10 movies.
Damn it, I forgot her name.
Is it bad that I haven't watched it yet?
You really should.
Nope.
Dude, it's so good. Well, I also watched, I forget what it's called. Damn. It's a simple name, but it's about, something Zuckerberg.
Oh, the Social Network.
Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
Social Network. That was really good, but it was kind of confusing. But I really liked Perks of Being a Wallflower. I forget her name. I forget her name. She's British.
Emma Watson.
Emma Watson. Oh my god. Woo.
Oh, you got a crush now?
Wow.
What happened to Paul Rudd, Gabe?
Oh, Paul Rudd can never be matched. He can never be beat. Paul Rudd. Ooh, if you're listening to this, Paul Rudd, I am now 18.
Jesus Christ, I doubt he's listening. All right. So, it's time to get into the meat and greet of this episode. We are going to talk about the first in the humongous series of films, Gojira. Or Gojira. I don't know how some people call it, it's the original Japanese version of Godzilla.
I say Godzilla 1954.
Same here.
Godzilla 1950. Well, some people like to hear the Japanese word.
Gojira.
Let them,
Yes.
let them fight.
No, that's 2014.
It doesn't matter.
That's a different video.
So, I know all of us have decided we were going to watch, well, I asked you guys to. Gabe decided he was going to watch them all in one night.
Because I thought we were doing it the next day.
Well, yeah, that's my fault. I apologize. But,
and then we did it 4 days. It was such a draining day.
I'm so sorry, Gabe.
You don't know how fast I went to sleep.
So, Gabe, after watching those two films, the original Godzilla and its American counterpart, Godzilla King of the Monsters, what did you think of King Ghidorah in King of the Monsters? Oh, I'm talking about the wrong movie.
First of all, you're fucking retarded.
Wrong movie!
Why did they call... I know, that was the joke. It was a joke.
Very funny.
Get it?
I get the joke.
Get it? Because one sucks.
Yeah, the 56 movie.
Whoa.
Hey, that is false.
That is definitely false.
Okay, I'm not even going to get into it.
Save this for a later episode.
Yeah, But, so, Gabe, What did you think of the original Godzilla?
Okay, so I love it every time I watch it. I'm also depressed every time I watch it.
Yeah.
Godzilla 1954, the first movie, um, it really shows what nuclear power does, which is the whole meaning behind it. Um, it really makes you feel. Um, some people get turned off with black and white movies, but if this movie, I've seen people showing this movie in color, and it doesn't have the same effect for me. It's something with the black and white that actually shows more of that eeriness, if you understand what I'm saying. Um, it's just, I don't know. I really love the movie, and um, I've seen it a bunch. Maybe not a bunch, but it was good. It was very good. I'm always very proud to be a Godzilla fan after that movie.
I lied.
Eli, you good?
Joseph, you're supposed to go.
Hey, you could have given me a cue.
Hey, you were supposed to know when Gabe was done. You were supposed to go.
Oh well. Just edit that part out, please.
Oh, I will. Don't worry. Go ahead.
Keep
Just
going.
kind of
Just go.
pause
Just go.
after I talk.
My thoughts on the original. It's beautiful, it's sad, and it's mesmerizing. The first time I watched it, it was beautiful to watch, but also sad. Akira Ifukube's score is very eerie, but at the same
Phenomenal.
time, yeah, phenomenal. Yes, that's the word. Like Gabe said, sometimes black and white movies aren't that good, but for this movie it works because the sets, everything about it is just good. The actors, the directing, the shots. Although some effects are a little outdated,
Yeah.
it still works. Um, and with the colorization of the film, I've only seen small clips of it that were actually properly colorized. An example of this would be Godzilla vs. Destroyer, where they showed a small clip of the original colorized in like a TV spot called Godzilla 7, and it was before the official name came out. And yeah, those are my thoughts. It's a masterpiece.
Exactly. Nothing beats the original.
Mm-hmm.
The original Japanese masterpiece.
Oh boy.
Yeah. I remember when I was a small lad and the classic media discs came out. I had
Which
no
one?
idea. The big box set.
Mm.
I
Oh,
know there. Okay, so the one that came with the two different versions of the film.
Sorry.
So, is it sad to say that I didn't know in 2000? Oh, I would have been 6, but still, that Godzilla was shot in another language.
what?
No, I'm pretty sure other G fans thought of this before.
Well, okay, but this so the sad thing was is I would always ask my mom and dad why are there people talking? Because the movie I saw first was Godzilla versus not Godzilla versus Kong, and I still never figured it out. And the movie that it's gonna be sad, but the movie I figured out that they were all in Japanese and it was dubbed was Godzilla versus Space Godzilla.
Yikes.
I would watch that constantly, and then once because I would never watch the Japanese versions till I was about 12 because I refused to watch anything that wasn't American.
Same.
Oh my
Gabe, you
gosh.
Gabe, you still do that now.
Well, I'm not getting into that right now.
We got
No,
him.
I know. There's some times when you need to just turn your brain off and watch a movie.
Most of the time, when I'm like actually watching it, I watch it in actual language and like read it. But if I just have it on, like turn my brain off, enjoy Godzilla, and while I'm doing some stuff, I have it in English, but most of the time I'll have it in Japanese because it's more accurate and it's more it's just it's a better film when it's original.
Hmm
instead of hearing English and then their mouths being weird.
What, you don't like Perry Mason, dude? You don't like Raymond Burr? Because that's the only reason I watch the American version half the time is Raymond Burr. I love Raymond Burr.
I personally don't like the 56 movie.
It's all good.
I didn't mention, but I remember the first time watching Godzilla 1954. I was about 6 or 7, and like I said earlier, how I said black and white movies turn off people. When I was like 6 or 7, I was with, like I said, when I got into Godzilla, it was my babysitter. Still talk to him this day, very best friend. He was like, "All right, I've shown you the fun movies, but now I got to show you the original." And I was all down, and then I saw it was black and white, and I was like, and I asked, "Can you at least put the dub on?" And he goes, "No, you need to watch it in Japanese. I will read the subtitles out loud." And I go, "Okay." And when I was a kid, I didn't really understand the whole meaning behind this movie. Because when you're a kid,
Yeah.
it's a lot to comprehend. Godzilla just sounds like a monster movie, but the first one has such a big meaning behind it. And it's very devastating. And I remember watching it the first time, and it still sticks to me. And it's a very, like, I hold back tears for this one specific scene. I see it every time, is when the mom and her 3 girls say, "We're going to join Daddy soon. We're going to be with Daddy soon. And we're going to see him." It still gets me every time, but I remember as a kid seeing that, the fear I felt. I'm getting goosebumps right now. Legit goosebumps. If you were here, you'd see it. My eyes are a little watery. This movie is very intense.
It's
But it's a very beautiful film.
so once I learned the the symbolism behind the film, the okay, so let's take for example, when Godzilla's just destroying Tokyo first or the second time, where you see that shot of all the fire as Godzilla's walking through,
Mm-hmm.
and then you go and you look the fire bombings on Japan and stuff. It's crazy. So you hear something funny. I did a school project. It was over. I had to make a presentation about something I love. And the one thing that happened in school all the time to me is I'd get made fun of for liking Godzilla, and I would always say, "There's more to it. There's more to it. There's more to it." Well, I put it to for my senior project. Did Godzilla's more than just a rubber suit. That was the name of it.
That's a good title, though.
Yeah, and so my first little part is I asked one of my friends who's never seen a Godzilla movie, refuses to watch it. So I took pictures, like stills from the film, and I put it side by side with actual war photos. And and it's ones that he's seen before because I specifically took ones from our history class. And they could not, like, the mastery behind the like special effects in the film, they couldn't freaking tell the difference between actual war footage and the aftermath of Godzilla destroying Tokyo. It was crazy.
Yep.
And I would do that for certain shots of the film, like the beginning shot where you see the boat going down into the water, and I did that, and I tried to show different things. It was crazy how people just don't understand the meaning, and they refuse to understand because it's a rubber suit, and they just don't care.
Another sci-fi monster movie.
It's just, but it's not.
It's not.
There's
and I try to explain that to friends at school, and they just make fun of it, and they don't understand it. But I've showed a couple of my friends some Godzilla films, and it really opened their eyes, and they stopped making fun of me over it because they realized how much there's a deeper meaning, and they understood why I'm into this stuff. But not all people are easy to work with or easy to change their minds. But like you said, he's more than a rubber suit. It's a big
I did
man.
change a lot of people's minds, though.
I hope to change more. I hope I could do a project like that one day. We'll see.
Well, it took me forever to let my English teacher let me do it.
Don't matter.
Hey, I got an A.
Hey, that's better.
That's good. Hey,
A's. A's for days. You know what I'm saying?
shut up.
So, I now that we've kind of discussed our feelings, I mean, Joseph, do you have anything else to add?
First time I watched the film was, I think, late 2007, early 2008. I am not too sure. It's a bit blurry, but all I know is that it was, once again, like I said earlier, it was mesmerizing and it didn't escape my mind. And I think this was like a few days after I saw Godzilla in 1985, so it was like the second Godzilla film I saw.
All right, so I think we should start the talking about the different cuts of the film. So we've already talked a
Oh,
little bit about Godzilla versus do it every time. So we've already talked about Godzilla King of the Monsters, and that film was re-edited, redone. The American scenes were directed by Terry O. Morris, and he was actually a script. Like he would save films that were going under, and he would re-edit them and then ship them out, and they would try to make a buck off of it. And I want to let you guys know something about the original Godzilla. In America, it was the most successful foreign film at the time. It may now this is going to sound like really low compared to like now, but it made $5 million, which was a lot for like because I think no I
Is
think
this,
the
is it,
second
sorry, go ahead.
was the second highest was Seventh Samurai, and I'm not really sure about that. But there was always a the
Hmm.
reason they did it was because of the barrier between uh, Japan and America, and they didn't think people would go see a Japanese film like this without an American to like basically drive the story. That's why we get Raymond Burr. Pretty interesting. Now, I do not prefer this cut of the film, but I do have to say it has its place. The Japanese Godzilla is something totally different from the American one. The American one is a regular run of the mill 50s sci fi
yeah.
film with a hint of
Mm-hmm.
wartime, just, no, I wouldn't say like, they kind of brush it down compared to the Japanese film.
I might be wrong, but it's pretty much a commentary.
The Japanese film was a commentary. It was basically what how I take it. It was Japan's. Oh, he was, yeah. Like I said, he was trying to drive the story. He drives the story.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty sure that's what mainly happened through all the English dubs of the Tokusatsu films. Like
Yeah,
Gigantus, Rodan, all those films.
yeah. There was all. They always had to have a because even when there wasn't a narrator, there was a narrator at least a little bit.
Yeah.
So I think. So what do you guys think of this cut? Because I personally put it not on the same level, but I personally really like what they do and how they do it. They're just two different films, and they have to
Yeah.
be treated that way.
Hmm.
It's very unique, and yes, it has its own place in the Godzilla films. I do not love the movie. Um, but I do not hate the movie. I like it. It's just not amazing, and it's not my favorite. I don't know why. It's pretty much the same movie, just with an American actor commentating the whole thing. And yes, it's very good, but I don't know. It doesn't feel like Godzilla 1954. It doesn't. It doesn't have that same feeling.
Hmm.
It's kind of more, I don't know if it's the right word, but relaxed in a sense. Um, and I just prefer the Japanese cut with the intensity and fear in it. I didn't, I don't you ever really fearful when I watch it. Um, I've watched it many times. but I never like full on paid attention because it just never grabbed my attention. But this time I tried to watch it with so much attention, and it's just I don't know. It's not like 54. It does not give me that same feeling.
Yeah. Now I'll give it this. It's not as long.
It's like 10 minutes shorter.
Yeah, but it's very. I think it's paced well.
It is in a sense. I don't know. Like I said, I don't hate the movie, but I don't love it.
What I find fascinating about it is they were successful at cutting this film and placing things in different areas
Oh
to
yeah,
make it. That's what I
okay.
find.
The editing, I'll give them that. It was very well done.
Yeah, because they had to take a movie about Godzilla was the atomic bomb.
And what they did with Aaron, whatever, I forgot his name.
Raymond Burr.
Raymond, I almost said Aaron Burr. What they did for him to interact with the Japanese actors, what they did was very smart for those scenes when they had to be in the same scene.
Yeah, they would use like back doubles. It was really interesting.
Yeah, I give him credit for that. It's just like I said, I don't. It's not a horrible movie. It's just not my favorite, but
Yeah.
it's okay. It's a turn your brain off movie. Joseph, you got anything to add on it?
Yep. Well, my thoughts. Um, like we all said before, it's your average uh regular sci-fi movie from the 50s. The scenes with Raymond Burr, just like Gabe said, where they had to have the Japanese actors and from the movie, the Japanese version, and Raymond Burr's character. It's quite clever on what they did. They just took in body doubles, put in the clothes that they had on for that specific scene. I find that really clever. I'm not sure if you guys noticed, but on some scenes, the sound mixing was somewhat messed up. I would say it was like slightly overdubbed a bit. That kind of ruined it for me, but not by much. It's so good, it just kind of annoys me.
You're talking about how like they sometimes like the mouths stop moving, but the words still come.
Yeah, and here's another thing with the Japanese actors. The extras in the scene, like in the scene where they where the I forgot his name. It was a guy. I forgot his name, but it was like in a press conference room where the Japanese extras were still talking Japanese, and well, some scenes were in American. It's like they were
Oh
kind
yeah,
of lazy in that part.
yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Because there were some scenes you could still hear the Japanese in the background.
Yeah,
There's also another scene, um, when Dr. Serizawa shows her the oxygen destroyer, and you could hear the American actress talking, but you could hear the Japanese original still screaming.
yeah, and here's another thing. And there were some like weird screams. I think the prime example of this being where the group of people were running away from Godzilla, but he shot his atomic breath. There was
Hmm.
this weird scream that wasn't heard in the original, so that sounded a bit campy in a way.
Okay.
I think it was
Again,
meant for like added for dramatic effect, but it didn't really work out well for that.
Yeah.
again, we
And
can't forget our favorite character, uh, the guy that Raymond Burr is interviewing on the island.
Which one?
The
I
one
don't
where he's
remember.
like screaming out in Japanese. It's not in the original film. He's got like a. You guys not remember him? He's like my favorite part of the movie.
I can't remember.
I don't know that part.
What the crap? He's interviewing people
Sue
on the
us.
island.
Um,
Oh jeez. Okay, never mind.
let's move on.
It's like my favorite part of the American version of this movie, and you guys don't know what I'm talking about. I figured like he's like a like superstar now, right? Come on. All right, never mind. All right, so there was Oh man, I had something real good and I forgot what. Oh, okay. So in the parts where you guys were hearing Japanese instead of English,
Right.
the way I figured it out is when Raymond Burr is in the room, most times you're hearing Japanese
Come to think of it, that does sound like a good
because Raymond
explanation
Burr
for
doesn't
it.
know Japanese. He's only hearing things, and the only people that are talking is like say
Emiko Gata, Kurosawa.
when they're talking, he's almost always in the one time I have to say that that doesn't happen is when they go to Dr. Serizawa's house, Emiko and Ogata, and they have their little quarrel. Because I don't think the film could have, but most times I think of it that way.
Well, what I'm saying is that when they're talking to him, you could hear the original Japanese of those actors.
I didn't
I've
have that
heard
I
that.
happen.
heard it a couple times.
Really? Oh, well, I'll have to hear that closely next
What
time.
version did you watch? Did you watch the new Criterion one? The one the one you bought from me?
Yeah,
Huh. I
That's
I was
odd.
watching the same one and I didn't hear it. I
yeah,
don't know.
I
Maybe
heard
it's
it.
just
I
me.
heard it a couple times.
Okay, so let's talk about the fantastic version. Like probably better than the original 1954.
Top notch colorization.
Let's talk about the colorized Italian version.
We have a Japanese version, we have the re-edited American version, and now we have
And then we have another re-edit.
another re-edit of the original Japanese version called
Oh my
Cozzilla.
god.
I
Oh
hate
my
that movie. I
god.
hate it.
Released in 1977, and it was, from what I've heard, it was a cash-in of King Kong 1976.
I want to get spoons to gouge out my eyes. It gives me a headache.
I've posted some clips of it on my account, and with each post, I have to put a warning because I don't want to be responsible for people getting seizures because of the horrible flashing lights of it.
I thought I was going to have a seizure watching.
I warned you.
They called the colorized part Spectrorama 70.
And they
It,
how do you say, they called the sound effect, like the sound mixing, I think it was future sound.
yeah.
Future sound.
Talk about
Perfect
Oh
base
my
perfect
gosh.
boost and
image.
shit.
Dude, like certain parts. Okay, everybody listening. Certain parts of this movie is slowed down.
Oh my god, extremely slowed down. Very slowed down to the
Matrix.
I think they did this to like make the scene more dramatic. But for me, what they did was make the scene a lot awful. It wasn't. It didn't work out the way I think they were supposed to do it.
And when they put real footage shit, I was going, no.
Like in one scene, it was dark time, and then in the other scene, it was light daytime
Yeah.
with the
What
war
is
footage and
real
all that.
quick?
And I'm not sure if you guys know, but in one of the scenes, they actually show real dead bodies, and I am not sure how this got approved or why this was shown in theaters.
Hey,
I
what
did not.
happens?
Good.
What happens in Italy stays in Italy. You know what I'm saying? Except when it ends
No.
up
I can
on the
see why
internet.
Toho still didn't release this officially. It's
No,
probably
it's. I don't think it's officially released by Toho.
I don't think Toho wants to know it exists.
Let's talk about the opening scene. You hear that the mid '70s dubstep song, "The Bombing of Hiroshima." With that song, it was not good at all. It
Yeah,
that to
this
me that
movie
was
is so
The
distasteful.
whole movie is an entire piece of shit. And you could base boost when I say shit. Like, it was shit. I hate it.
Yeah.
I watched this film. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I watched this film in full 2 or 3 times. I'm not even sure.
Why? Why?
I was curious the first time, and then the
I've only watched it
second.
once.
You're
Shit.
Okay, so what we're all trying to get at is this film is just it's
It's
Here's my
utter
recommendation. Don't
destructural
watch it in full.
garbage.
If you're curious, then just watch short clips of it.
don't
Just make
watch it.
sure you don't
Don't
watch
watch
it
it. Don't
film in full.
don't don't even mention the name. It's like using the Lord's name in vain. Don't say that.
The posters for this film are weird too, because you just see a green, red-eyed Godzilla in one of the posters. You see
Do not call it Godzilla.
Cozzilla, a green, red-eyed
This is
Godzilla.
this is worth worse.
And what I want to really point out, it's this not really colorized. They took horrible. Gabe, you wouldn't understand this. You know the sheets that like these the lighting sheets they would put over.
The gels.
Yeah, that's all they did. It's lighting gels, and they just kind of shoved it onto the film and said, "Here, it's in color. We did it."
Yeah, they put a red shitty gel on it.
Good
Yeah,
job, dudes.
they put a red, blue, and yellow one, and they said,
Yeah,
"That's
yeah,
color. We're gonna put it out
yeah,
and make you pay $1 to see it."
yeah. It's not
And
even
here's the thing.
$1.
Another thing from what I heard is that this film actually was successful in Italy, surprisingly enough. I have no idea why, but it was.
I don't know why. They don't. No, no, just no. It. I'm disgusted talking about this movie.
Oh, trust me. At least you haven't watched it in full.
Joseph, do you know if this guy had done this to other movies?
As far as I know, no, he has not. I do know that
doesn't.
he took a small snippet of Godzilla Raids again and he put it in the film. It was
No, do not touch my baby.
it was when the three prisoners were running
That
away.
is my baby. You do not touch Godzilla Rage again. You do not touch my baby.
Oh boy.
Okay, Gabe. Gabe, all I'm saying is that one
You need
part
to
isn't that good,
You
man.
Oh, and another thing. When Godzilla was dying, they showed more clips of the military shooting at him. I have no idea why or how in that film even works, because if that actually happened in the film, the main characters would have been dead. So
Oh
I'm not
wait,
sure
so
what
what
you're
you're saying
thinking.
is when Godzilla turns to bone, they were shooting at Godzilla as he turned to bone, but that's supposed to be an
No, no, no.
underwater shot.
No, no, not that one. It was when he was rising to do his like final roar, and
Are you?
oh,
Oh my god!
it's actually happened in the film. Now I have
This
no idea why Coetzee did this, but he did, and it worked.
this is
That's amazing.
no, no.
And if this actually would happen in the original film, the main characters would have been long dead.
I'm
You
long.
don't even see that, and you don't even see the explosions hitting him.
Oh my god!
Cozzilla is a horrible, disgusting piece of garbage that we all should see.
No.
Yeah, no.
Notify that it's
No.
garbage.
No. If you want to see garbage, watch 1998. I'm not. I would not wish upon the people I hated to watch Godzilla.
Watch the Hasty series.
I would
Darn
not
you.
wish upon any of my enemies to watch Godzilla.
But they're right.
No. Shut up. No. I would not even wish that. No one should be able to feel that pain. No.
There's an extra one that I want to talk about. I'm not sure if you guys knew about this. Yeah, this one's called Tokyo 1960, but I believe it was released around 1957 or 59. I'm not really sure about the date. It was between those. So for those of you who don't know, this is a lost Filipino release of basically Godzilla the original. Not much is known about it, but from what I've read, it's basically a Filipino recut of the original. So just like King of the Monsters, they added their own actors into the film, from what I've heard. And
Oh, that would be so sick to
yeah,
see.
no known footage was seen to the public as of now. But I really hope someone finds a film reel of it soon, and I hope it gets released because I'm really interested in watching it.
So now that we've talked about our thoughts on the films and what we think, and the stories we have to tell about the films. What's your final thoughts on the original Godzilla? And why don't you guys give it a rating?
Gabe, you
Um,
go first.
okay. So, Godzilla 1954, 5/5. Godzilla King of the Monsters, 3/5. Cozzilla, well, -69/5.
69, very
Oh
clean.
my god.
So, those are my final ratings. Cozzilla should never see the light of day. Piece of shit.
Well, it's on Internet Archive, so it's on the internet.
Don't look at it.
Alright, so for me, Godzilla, 1954, the original. It's beautiful. I recommend you guys watching it if you haven't. And if you already have, watch it again. And make sure that, and just keep in mind that this movie is the start of a wonderful franchise. My rating, 5/5. And that's final. Nothing can change my mind with that rating.
Period.
And Godzilla King of the Monsters, 1956. Not to be confused with the 2019. We could have done a little better job on the title.
Well, it was going to be
But
called.
for King of the Monsters 56. Go ahead.
It was going to be called Godzilla King of Monsters. You know, the really helps you realize that he's the king of monsters.
Wow.
I think
Shut the fuck
it
up.
was actually going to be called Godzilla King of Monsters.
Well, thank God they didn't do that, because that sounds retarded.
Yeah. Alright, so for King of the Monsters 1956. They could have done better on the sound mixing. It's still good. Just think of it as your cheesy popcorn flick from the 1950s, your average sci-fi movie. For me, it's gonna have to be a 3.5 stars out of 5.
I was about to say, you better not steal my damn rating.
3.5, don't worry. Godzilla. Oh boy. I wish to never watch it in full again. I do not recommend this film at all to any of you out there watching, unless you want to go blind and deaf, just like it earlier to me. Rating: a 0.5 star out of 5. That's what I'm saying.
Stop! No, it shouldn't get anything good.
Sorry.
Doesn't even
Half
No,
star.
say that.
I'm only giving it a 0.5 star because it rips out 56.
Oh my, you're an asshole.
All right.
And those are the final ratings.
Eli, last but not least.
So the original Godzilla for me is gonna be I'm gonna give it a 5/99. I'm just kidding. A 5/5. Godzilla King of the Monsters. Godzilla King of the Monsters is. I'm gonna give it a 4/5. I really like that edit of the film. It's the one when it's more.
Oh, wow.
It's really nostalgic for me for one thing. So it's really hard for me not to give it a good score. When I watch that film, I just
Right.
have a good feeling, and I just like to watch. Godzilla, on the other hand, so let me tell you guys, I actually watched the whole thing. Gabe,
So did I.
I watched the whole thing like Joseph. Gabe, did you watch the whole thing, or did you just watch the clips?
I'm not answering these questions.
You have to answer.
I watched the
I
whole
mean, it
movie.
don't matter. Either way, it doesn't make any sense. The clips are just, you might as well just
I
watch
watched
the
it.
clips.
I watched the clip. I only
So
watched
I just wanted to see how bad. And oh my gosh, I was laughing my head off. If you're going to watch it,
No,
Right.
you. Now, why are you
Drink.
laughing?
because I think it's funny.
Because it's laughably bad.
It's laughably bad. Dude, if you're going to watch it,
we
have
all
a
know
bunch of
how.
friends over, and you guys got to be Godzilla fans, you got to get drunk off your hind ends and like make a drinking game out of this
That's
crap.
gonna make it worse.
I was gonna say,
Just watch it. Make it a drinking
if you
game.
wanna
Every time there's real footage, you take a shot, man.
No, every
boy.
time, every second you have to take a shot.
Every second, because every second is utter garbage.
Dead, then watch the fucking
But
movie.
but for the amount of joy it gave me, I'm gonna give it a 1/5.
Stop! You guys are monsters!
That's much, man.
You're worse than the people who made the movie.
No, dude, come on, man. You got it. Like the fact that that exists already gives me
But
joy.
here's the real question. Is Godzilla better than King of the Monsters 2019?
Go, Gabe. Answer.
No?
Yeah.
No! Definitely not.
Are you sure?
Yes, everyone Kingdom Hearts blows that shit out of the water.
All right, yeah. Let's hear yours.
Okay. Let me.
You better think about,
So,
you better think about what you're
King
saying.
of the Monsters is a flawed film. I get some enjoyment out of it, but Cozzilla is an awful film that I get about the same amount of joy out of. If that answers your question.
No, we need the final answer.
Is it a better movie than King of the
Oh, well then
Monsters
no, it's not a
2019?
better movie, but is it a better piece of entertainment? Yes.
No, 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 no,
Yes.
no.
Is it enjoyable than King of the
Is it
Monsters
more
2019?
enjoyable
That's
to
the
me?
question.
The amount of times I laughed my head off was it's just yes, yes.
Stop! Don't.
I'm
No!
gonna say yes. Sorry, dude.
You're so stupid! Oh my god, dude! Oh my god.
All right,
Those
so
words.
now that we've discussed our films, let's kind of just talk about what we've been doing the last tokusatsu, well, at least tokusatsu related.
Hmm.
Uh, well, I've I got a package of Godzilla figures coming.
Tell them about your Anguirus.
Dude,
I've repaired a bunch of
you bought an
I
Anguirus?
bought two Anguirus's, a Destroya,
You gonna sell me one?
and no, they're two different ones. And I'm repairing an SH Monster Arch Rebirth version, and if I fix it, he's only going to make me pay $30. Um, but I haven't paid him for it yet because I don't know if I'm going to keep it yet. Probably will if I fix it. Been doing the watch-alongs, been saving up for G-Fest for the most part, and been making sure G-Fest still happening. I really honestly think it's going to happen because Jiggy just tweeted out yesterday,
Oh boy.
oh, convention canceled. There's more hotel rooms for you guys. So yeah, that's all I've been doing. Tokusatsu related. I'm watching a bunch of movies and looking at figures and etc.
Now, for me, what I've done Tokusatsu related, for me, I only did one Monsterverse watch along, and that was Kong Skull Island. The reason why is because, in all honesty, I didn't really watch that film ever since it came out back in 2017. So rewatching it for a
And
second
he doesn't
time,
even own King of the Monsters.
I am in no
You
rush to
still
get
don't
that.
have King of the
I'm sorry,
Even
Gabe.
Yes.
I'm
I
in
have
no
two
rush.
copies of King of the
So much
Monsters.
more
I
days.
have the Blu-ray and the 4K. Well, I mean, I have the two. I have the two separate ones.
Technically, yeah. Yeah, me too. I do too.
I
Can
do.
steal
I have
both.
that for Kong as
Oh well.
well. Well, let me just tell you.
I'm in no rush to get it.
Let me tell you right now. Pacific Rim Uprising is a better film than Godzilla King of the Monsters.
No, no,
Yes.
no, no.
No, it's not. I
Hang
just
on,
wanted
hang
to
on.
see what Gabe.
And another thing I've been doing,
No.
another thing that I've been doing Tokusatsu related, is that I bought a whole bunch of
A
VHS,
shit
like
ton of VHS tapes.
nine tapes in the month of April, and I already bought two of them that are one of my holy grails. One of them being the Orion release of Godzilla vs. the Smog Monster, which I got from a very good friend of mine. And the other being Attack of the Mushroom People, also known, released in Japan as a Tango, one of the best non-Godzilla Toho films behind Submersion of Japan.
Bro, Submerged.
And this VHS, the the American release, the VHS release of Attack of the Mushroom People is rare, and I only got it for $25. So, I think the listing was posted the exact same day I bought it, and when I saw it, I freaked out and I already pressed buy. So, because I really wanted to get that tape very badly, and I'm very glad to get it. However, I still don't have it in here with me yet because it's still in shipping. But I believe it's gonna come around May 1st. So yeah, that's what I've been doing.
The package should be here Thursday.
So I have been purchasing a bunch of DVDs. So for first, I bought some VHS tapes. I got me Gamera versus Zyger on DVD. Oh yeah. On VHS, I also got a VHS, like just a random one of Godzilla versus Megalon. I think it was the one I had when I was real
Say it
small.
again?
Godzilla versus Megalon.
No. The other one, Gamma.
Gamera versus Zyger.
Isn't it Zigra?
Zyger. I don't know. I'm dyslexic, man.
Gamma versus Jagger is one of them.
Yeah.
Gamma versus Zigra is
All right.
another.
Then okay.
Just a
Let me tell you something. Gamera needs better monster names, man.
Over.
Yeah, I mean, I bought the Mighty Peking Man, the Region B version, because I have a Region 3 Blu-ray player. And let me tell you, I thought it wasn't actually going to work on the Blu-ray player until I figured out how to use it. I haven't actually put anything in that was region locked. I also bought a big lot of Tokusatsu stuff. So I bought Ultra Q, the Blu-ray, Ultraman, Ultra 7, Ultraman Orb, and Ultraman Geed, plus Mega Beast, Inspector Juspion, and Garo. I don't know if you guys know what those are, but oh my gosh, they're great, man. The last two I just said are...
Tell them about your Godzilla vs. Megalon releases. The
Oh,
one that
okay,
you bought
so
recently.
I have the, of course, the Tokyo Shock. I have the recalled Tokyo Shock. I have the Alpha Video, not licensed. They thought it was public domain version of Godzilla vs. Megalon, and the Passions Productions. They thought it was public domain version of Godzilla vs. Megalon on DVD. And they're really rare, and they're really stupid, and you don't need to buy them. I just have a problem.
For Passion Productions, when I thought I saw a listing on this on eBay, I didn't really think much of it because I thought it was a bootleg because of how awful the cover is. But until I got clarification from Eli that it was an official one, I thought to myself, why would they release something like this?
Hey, everybody, just want to say thank you for watching or listening, perhaps, the podcast, and hope you guys listen to the next one. We've been getting a really good response. We got 70 views, and I just want to say thank you. I mean, I didn't expect that. So thank you so much.
Yeah, me neither.
Hmm.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for watching. Tune in till we view more movies in the future. Who knows? Maybe we might do Godzilla Raids again. Maybe.
Please.
For the sake of Gabe, I think we should do Godzilla Raids again.
Yes. Besides 54, it's my favorite show of film.
You haven't watched
And we might do
Rodan?
Rodan after that. Who knows?
Stop.
Only the future will tell.
Oh my god.
How dare you say you haven't watched it?
Sorry.
Buy it!
Nope.
That's it, Gabe. It's time to...
Oh yeah, the DVD, like if you want the good DVD, it's so expensive. It comes with War of the Gargantuas.
Yeah. It's the fast media release. It's very hard to find. If you're willing to get it for at least $30, which I found it for like cheap on eBay, then go for it. But if you don't want to buy it for that much, then you could go to Internet Archive and just watch it from there.
Okay. Alright, guys. Well, Nerd Keem signing out. And don't forget to stroke someone's face.